Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So we have the new mode Melon Melee. So I actually did a couple of attacks like right after reset and I was only getting bot opponents even in the high champion division. But now apparently you're actually going to be facing other people's formations in the champion division and that is going to make it a lot harder. So let's go ahead and get into it, and I'll talk about like my strategies for today given the hero lineups that we have, the recommended teams that I would have to give. So let's go ahead and begin. So there are 4 different levels of difficulty. Fairplay is the easiest, but I believe it grants you the lowest rewards. Then you have Adept, then you have Master, and finally the hardest is the Champion Division. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Champion Division. So it will cost you 20 stamina to find an opponent. However, if you defeat the opponent with certain requisites in the battle, you're going to get some stamina refunds as well. Taking a look at this, winning a battle refunds 3 stamina, and winning with at least 2 allied heroes left refunds 3 stamina, and if you win with at least 80 seconds left, refunds 2 stamina. So this 80 seconds left one, I was doing that against a bot opponents. Basically, my comp was what you see here. Iron groups them, Lenya just smacks them and one taps them basically, and Shamir for some additional damage. But now that you're actually facing real opponents, they're not going to be that easy to kill. Probably we will not beat them with 80 seconds left. But you'll have to take a look here, and you can even practice. The good thing is you can practice so you know what you're up against, and then if the opponent is too strong, you just exit out of here and then you don't actually have to use any of your stamina. That is a good feature. I definitely like that. Okay, so looking at this player's team lineup, they have basically the same heroes as me. I'm thinking that if I wanted to go into this team, I would probably try to have Lenya in the back so she doesn't get crowd controlled. And we can just go for, again, the same sort of strategy, which is to have Lenya run right up into their face and Iron group them up. So let's go ahead and do a practice of this. We do have a Paragon advantage, which I think will apply to this game mode. It does seem to be a PvP game mode. So that Lenya gets to run up right away, and that gives me the advantage, right? And my whole team survives, although Shamir did get a bit low on health. So there you have a practice, which looked pretty safe, right? These are probably the 3 heroes you're going to want to run. Lenya just totally demolishes the team very early on in the match. And so I definitely think Lenya is going to be good today. Iron as well to group them is really good. If you have Talene, definitely I think you could try using Talene, maybe even rather than Shamira. Talene, like I'll just show you Talene, although I don't know if you guys will have Talene. I don't know if this will be helpful to most people, but Talene probably will be a good option as well. She cannot die, of course, and she deals a bit of burst damage at the beginning of the fight. Yeah, this one is really safe. And I don't think that counts as a death from Talene, even though she actually did lose her form. Anyway, we're going to go in it with the Shamira, because I think most people would have to go for a strategy like this. We have the core 4 just to give unaffected to my Lenya at the beginning so she doesn't get crowd control by the Iron. That is basically the strategy. So let's go ahead and use our actual battle and see if we can get the same RNG we did in the practice. Okay, that was really good. That was really, really smooth. And this shows you this is probably the dream comp. And I think you guys would definitely have Iron and Shamir most likely. Lenya, if you have Lenya belt, she's going to be good. Of course, if your Lenya is not upgraded, she's not going to be very good. But you see, she bursts through the opponents and she can hit multiple enemies at once. And that's why grouping them with Iron and then Lenya smashing them is a really good strategy. But definitely, Iron and Shamir are 2 great combos as well. You could just have Talene as a final hero. And factional advantage doesn't matter. Okay, so let's just go ahead and take a look at the other divisions that we have here. Can you face any bot opponents? You can see the rewards that you will get. So 10 of the yellow and then 2 of the red. That is going to be from the lowest division. From the Adept division is 10 and 3. Okay. And then from this division, 12 and 5. So ideally 12 and 5 or 15 and 8. Yeah, okay. Of course, these currencies are different and what you need from the shop. Probably you would, even if you can, for example, attack here and get all of your stamina refund, I don't think it would be so bad. But let's take a look at this Master Division. I just want to see what type of opponents you're going to face real opponents here as well. So that will be a bit difficult. But it looks like maybe no Paragon players would be around here. So this could be useful. And you're capped at Paragon 2 for this division. You're capped at Paragon 2. So, like, if you have a Paragon 2 account, like you've been playing from Global Launch, I think you would have some of these heroes at Paragon 2. Probably you would want to go for the Masters division. The Champion division, you could be facing, I don't know, can you face Paragon 4 opponents? We've only seen Paragon 2 so far. Maybe they downgrade you. They could actually downgrade you. But let's see what we have here. This is going to be Supreme Plus opponents, and also you're going to be capped as Supreme Plus for this division. And then for the Fairplay division, what happens in the Fairplay? If it's Supreme Plus capped there, it's going to be Supreme Plus and oh, Mythic. It's a Mythic Plus division, +5 exclusive equipment. So this would be, yeah, that's why it's called Fairplay. Because, and I don't know, but are your heroes boosted up to Mythic Plus if you don't even have the heroes to begin with? Because then everyone is going to be basically on even terms. But it will just depend on what level of upgrades you have. Like, I would think for most competitive players, they should go for Master Division or Champion Division. I want to try to find a player who I know has Paragon 4, and will they be Paragon 4 here? Like, it's still just Supreme Plus. I don't know, because, like, I'm allowed to do Paragon 4, but I don't know about the opponent. Like, are they also up to Paragon 4 here? I haven't seen that yet. Okay, so again, we can do some testing. So it's going to be No-Lenya is going to be the core. But let's say you don't have Lenya, because I think maybe some people wouldn't have Lenya. Then what can you do? You can go for maybe Arden. I think people would have Arden and Shamira, and Arden has some synergy with Iron for some crowd control. Here they don't have an Iron, so we don't have to go for Iron. We can just go for like a Elderbow spell because we have a range damage team. Let's take a look at this practice and see what it's going to look like. And then you want to look at the damage output of the team, because you just want to kill the opponents really quickly, because then you're going to get your full refund. And of course you want to have all of your allies survive. Most important is that you win the battle, and then you want to win and have 2 allies at least surviving. And you also, this final one, win within 10 seconds, that is going to be the hardest one, and it's only 2 stamina refund, so even if you can't do it, it's not a big deal. So basically, that is going to be it, basically. And if I do an attack now, we're not going to get, even with the maximum refund of 10, we are not going to have enough, or no, maximum refund of 8, we're not going to have enough to do another attack. So I just want to take a look at some of these other divisions and do some testing, team testing, but it's basically going to be Iron Shamira +1 for your optimal comp. And I would probably, if you're up against them and you're mirror matching, then you go for Core Forge, because then your Shamira will not be affected, and she can get off her damage. And see what happens here. Like, your Shamira is going to ult first, 83 seconds, and you do barely get it done in time. So I think that is a pretty good comp. Definitely you can run, and your Thoran is guaranteed to basically survive for you, which is an advantage. But if you want to go for a more offensive strategy, it can be this. Honestly, this is probably a really stable comp into most matchups. If they have an Iron, you go for Core Forge on your Shamira. If they don't have an Iron, you can just go for all-out Elderbow spell. That would be fine. You can even go for the Shadow Blast, because it can, if you get lucky, it can execute enemies and insta-kill basically the Thoran. But he will resurrect himself, but it just speeds up the process a bit. Yeah, so I think these 3 are really a good core, actually. And you can also go for a comp like this for more damage, basically, output. But if they have an Iron, I would really just try to have your carry with the Core Forge. And, you know, it did really well with Thoran. You could even have Nero. Charms will not benefit you, by the way, for this game mode. So, like, I was thinking first Nero Charms on a Shamir would be great, but the Charms do not come into play. It is a non-charm mode, basically. Okay, guys, so let's do another test of this lineup, because with the Core Forge, even though there's no Iron here, I just want to see what is going to happen. So Core Forge on a Shamira, is it going to be fast enough? That's the question. 84 seconds left. It is fast enough. I think this is a really good core combo that you can use probably for most lineups. So yeah, basically just to recap, the key heroes of today will definitely be Iron. You should be using him. Shamira as your damage dealer. Thoran if you want to run a tank. Lenya can work, but then I would really want to give her the Core Forge spell so she's unaffected and can actually get into the action. If they don't have an Iron, you don't need it. You can go for something else then. But if they do have an Iron, definitely you want a Core Forger. Otherwise, Lenya's just going to be like crowd control for too long. And that is not good. You can also go for an Arden type strategy if needed, or even Talene. But honestly, I'm actually a really big fan of this team. Surprisingly, this does really well. And also, you're going to probably be guaranteed to have 2 surviving allies if you use this. Okay, so we're going to run it with the elbow because there's no iron here, so just go for a bit of extra damage. But the elbow spell doesn't even really activate over the course of the fight. But basically, you just want these hard-hitting nukers from the beginning of the match to give you the maximum stamina refund. So Iron is one, Schmear is one. You guys saw Lenya with the damage output. Talene can work, Arden can work. Those are really the big ones that you should be trying for today. But this is going to be... Okay, these are the weekly heroes. So for this week, these are the heroes that you're going to want to run. And like, honestly, I think it's just really Iron, Schmear. And then you have... Thoran as a tank, Nero as like a bit of support, Arden for some more damage, Talene for some more damage, Lenya for major damage, but just make sure that she is unaffected if there's an enemy Iron. That's basically the strategy, and every day you're going to get 100 more stamina to use it, but it isn't going to be like on an hourly refill. It'll be at the new reset that we're going to get it. So here's the Emporium. With this currency, you're going to be able to buy different things. So the Stellar Crystals are all from the basic yellow limited Melon token, which... you can get a good amount even from the lower quality divisions. This red token, you're majorly going to be getting it from the higher divisions. But the good news is you don't need that much of it. Like, for these temporals, you can pick them up even from the earlier divisions. It's mainly for the Twilights. Like you're seeing here, the Twilights are really expensive again. And you're going to need a lot of these limited Melon medallions. So only players who are able to compete in the highest divisions are going to be able to probably buy out this, I would imagine. But like, you'll easily be able to get the temporals, and that's what you should focus. Like for most people and everyone, you start with these temporals, the cheap ones, you buy them all out. These are the major rewards from this store. Like, there you go. Almost all are bought. And then for Stellar Crystals, you buy these. So Stellar Crystals, you buy the Temporals, and then you're done. Basically, those are the key things from the shop. Of course, I don't mean done. I mean, you've completed all the major resources from the shop. Then you try to get, of course, the Soul Sigils. You try to get the Title Essences if you need it. Omni Acorns if you need it. The Twilight Essences, these are only anyway for whale players who already have a lot of plus 15 heroes. Most people, free-to-play and light spenders, they're not even gonna need on the Twilight Essences because you're just short on the Temporal Essences, right? So you can't even make use of them. So that's basically the thing. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully it was helpful. If you have any other tips about Melon Melee, feel free to share them in the comment section down below. But basically, you can try the different competition like tiers. Champion is if you have a pretty much high upgraded Paragon account. Otherwise, I think Master Division can work for most competitive players. Adept Division, if you're a newer player, I would probably just always go for Adept at least. You probably have some Supreme Plus heroes, and then you should just go for Adept and get the higher rewards. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. And finally, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Fairplay store. There's a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. There's the best way you can support me at no extra cost to you. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.